So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are going over for match number 2, and we got Billy coming on in for the co-cast tonight. Say hi, Billy. How you doing for this fine night?
Hello guys, hello Daks. I am ready to co-cast this game, even though I was caught by surprise. But
We were all
it
caught by
is what it
surprise.
is.
We are all
It is.
caught for surprise. You know, sometimes there is the internal strife and there is the eternal slumber, and when you put them together, it is a recipe for
You get me.
disaster. You get Billy. That's I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But hey, like memes aside, Billy is pretty potent at getting the analysis on. He has a really deep understanding of the game, especially being a World Cup player on 2019, a long history with the Miraculum MK squads as well. And then you can always rely on this guy to know what he's talking about the game itself. But Mr. Billy, we are gonna be looking to get into control first. But first things first, we are gonna see washed up homies versus the side of UwUWatch into this matchup. Ambi, Sun, Cyanide, Freak, Plu, and Ultima Mako. It's the debut of Freak here for washed up homies. They do have K on the substitute side, and Londo will be banned out for this game. What do you think about the washed up homies roster so far?
Well, I'm Ultimako and Cyanide are two people I know because Ultimako I used to play with, and Cyanide, of course, I've known to see in some of my comp games before. So I'm
Mhm.
hoping to see maybe his signature Pharah be played, especially in the Sanctum, wherein there's so many. The big pit can be utilized by the Pharah to get those juicy environment kills.
Elemental. What is this game? This isn't
Sorry.
Borderlands, sir. This is Overwatch. But on the other side of the coin, it's the UwUWatch random of Izumi Sagiri, Inoa Ryusu, Invox Jack, Elixirine, to Happy Ball with Charlotte, their team captain on the bench with Kodena right now. And for UwUWatch, I'm seeing some new additions, some new faces. Izumi Sagiri and Jack coming on in. I'm very interested to see what Invox and the rest of the crew have in store for us. But looking at the standings so far, it is UwUWatch in second place with 1-0. We have updated the results over there, and Cake's already in third place. Washed up homies 1-1, losing out to basically the powerhouse team of Wamanagi. And we are going to be moving into control into this one. So Nepal, Billy, what do you think really are going to be those components for success into this game?
Well, honestly, UwUwatch may have an advantage because they have two new players. So washed up homies will have to, get used to and uh, analyze the hero picks that these two new players will be using. Hopefully, adjust in time to get the map win if they, play their cards right.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about just trying to figure out who's who and who's what on each team. But enough about that, ladies and gentlemen. We have made these teams wait a little too long, and we are going to get straight into the action. We'll talk about more on to these ends here and there later into the matchup. But the one thing I do want to bring up in the first place, Billy, is really the stats on the side of that DPS department. Well, Cyanide has been above and beyond 22 average eliminations per 10 minutes. That's a big number compared to the 19 of Inbox. On the other side of the coin, Jack and Freak, no data whatsoever, new debuts there. But you can really see the advantage. And Cyanide is pretty much, if I remember correctly, at the top of that scoreboard, Billy, in terms of damage done. He does get usually 10k. And the issue we have for washed up homies is not about the damage they're unleashing, but them going for the follow-up. So what do you think is going to be the component for washed up homies to work on in terms of getting those frags?
Well, of course, it always has to be about the communication. Like, for example, Cyanide were to get a headshot as McCree onto one of the DPS. It's obviously, of course, up to the Lucio to speed boost to get that kill with the rest of the team. Because that's honestly the objective of the washed up homies to, get those good cleanups.
And I like it for washed up homies, Billy. This is pretty much the roster we are basically expecting from them. So it's Ambi Sun on the tank line. Lone gonna get banned out by the weight place ban system, as UwUWatch can be a little behind in that department. It's only one ban though. It's not the biggest gap whatsoever, and we're looking to even things up. But as I was trying to say, Ambi and Sun gonna be back together again. Fun to see Ambi actually playing that Reinhardt. Gonna be seeing him on that main tank role. Cyanide and Freak, with Freak debuting into this game, but Inbox giving chase, and it's an Echo battle in the air. What do you think about this Echo right now working into Village?
The main thing the Echo has to watch out for is to make sure he gets those sticky bomb sticks, and then with the laser beam follow up to get that really fast burst potential that Echo's for.
Yeah, and Invox, look at him. He has really been on the uprise. If I remember correctly, he's very relatively new to the scene, as well as the fact that he's been playing with the likes of Yumi and Fascinate, really giving him a little bit of that training in just basic gameplay. So for Invox, he does have a little more understanding and game sense with game knowledge, really imparted by his Daks, his friends, coming into many of these matches. But right now, it's Ambi going for the Shatter. That's a big one there. Freak with the sticky bombs along the way. Soundbarrier gonna be into play as well. And it's time for Washed Up Homies to go for the cleanup. Invox turning into that Reinhardt earlier on, but it's just not gonna be enough sun out in front. And Washed Up Homies with one Shatter, making such a big opening for them to get this points.
It was a very interesting play by Invox, wherein he of course went for the Reinhardt duplicate, but the problem was his charge did not connect. He was able to cut off Sun from the rest of his team so that he could not deal as much damage, but the rest of the team was able to do so much cleanup after the Shatter.
Yeah, and if you guys are wondering why Lone is banned, remember, the New Wave Invitationals has something called the weight-based ban system. Since we do have a big range of SRs, as UwUWatch trying to come on in on the north side of the point, and they get a 1 trait apiece, never mind, and we're used to getting on the board. So the higher ranked teams do have to ban at 1 or 2 members depending on their matchup. We saw that last time on Tuesday's games where both Waminagi and Memeguard had to ban 2 of their players. This time, between UwUWatch and Washed Up Homies, it's only a 1 ban system, and they pick Lone to be the one sitting on the bench. And he's watching right now, cheering on his team, and seeing the dynamic duo of Ambi and Sun together again is also fun to see. Versus in the Water Yuzu, which we see a matchup very, very heavily in the box. Beautiful shatter again from Ambi. That is so big, and it really goes to show Ambi understanding his opponent. Nano Boost now into play, and this is Ambi rampaging into the front line. 2 frags on the board. Good shield play here from Ambi. What a push from Washed Up Homies. And blue hand side, another retake onto the objective.
I'm not sure why they decided to solo grab the Reinhardt, even though his position was very questionable because he was out there all by himself, because he has a Roadhog for an off tank, wherein the Roadhog does not provide that much protection for his mid tank. He's more of a pick and solo play style, hoping to get those good picks on people who are out of position there.
Yeah,
but this time it was his Reinhardt that was kind of out of position.
Look at this, Billy. Ryan Roadhog. Is this the pugs or what? Pretty much the composition of comfort from many, many players, and it really does give you that frag potential. But Cyanide catches out and looks serene. That's going to be one art that she cannot get out of. Here comes Freak flying on in as well. And it seems like when Cyanide and Freak are online and ready to go, look how quick they can execute. Izumi Zagiri, though, with that Hula Hog, gets cancelled out immediately by Cyanide. Another defense here for Washed Up Homies, even forcing UwUWatch to use up that Valkyrie from 2 Happy Ball.
I would kind of like to see the 2 Happy Ball to swap potentially, because as you mentioned before, I don't believe also that Pocket Echo is very good or very potent. I'd rather see it on a Pharah or a McCree, because Echo's more of a tracer, where you guys going at the back by yourself and get solo picks, because her burst potential is very high.
Yeah, exactly. And here comes Washed Up Homies to give up the points, but they do have the advantage. They're looking to play it slow and steady. And in the order, he's trying to go for the shatter, but Ambi gets the pin just in time. Well placed charge there from Mr. Ambi. UwUWatch trying to survive. Cyanide, though, absolutely fragging out. Overtime takes on away. What a close endeavor from both sides. But this is gonna be Washed Up Homies taking this first map 100 to 99. Good debuts from many, many players. We see Freak, we see Jack, we see Izumi is Agriri, and we see that both sides can really put each other to the test at the end of this round.
A very close first map, if I say so myself. No one's giving up. No one's willing to give up a single tick. Both teams keep fighting. They don't want to give up.
Yeah,
very nice matchup indeed.
I love it, I love it, I love it, and it goes to show, hey, Washed Up Homies looking to keep things up. They do have the advantage in terms of kills. This time they're making their potency matter, and that's really, really good to see, because I feel like with Cyanide and Freak on the DPS line, this suits them a lot better. Ambi is a tank player, true in blue, and while he can play the Mei, he doesn't have that lethality, and I feel like this is the bite that Washed Up Homies is really needing here for the New Wave Invitationals. But hey, we are gonna see the Mercy and the Lucio together, bleh, for me. But hey, you know, we'll see how this is gonna pan out. And Mr. Billy, I know I have been vocal about how I don't like Mercy and Lucio together, but for you, what do you think about this support pairing on the side of Washed Up Homies?
Well, yeah, I myself as well don't like the Lucio Mercy pairing, because you sacrifice the healing on your main tanks. Your main tanks have to play safe because they can't allow the enemy team to get free poke, because the free poke will not be healed on time by the Lucio by himself, the Mercy will have to fly down and potentially risk her life. Because what you want with the Farm Mercy comp is for both of them to stay up the sky at all time.
Yeah, exactly. The Freak with that first frag. So here on Sanctum, we are going to see the Widowmaker. And if you do play a crossfire kind of situation, what a headshot there on the inbox Freak, really making that one count.
Good.
And honestly, watch the homies, man. They are really basically adding up a stack on the roster. Freak is a good component of that, was in their initial incarnation. But in terms of what a boot from Cyanide. That's big actually, getting rid of the Roadhog. But as I was saying, Watch the Homies has a lot of potential to be the best team in the New Wave Invitationals. If I were being honest, they would be the team most likely to really be at the edge of our markers. We think Waminagi is the case, but it really is just their chemistry in full force. Here for Washed Up Homies, they are really stacking on up, getting as strong as can be. And look at that strength! Cyanide with the Rocket Barrage on the inside. This time it's Washed Up Homies with a complete summary execution. And the blue hand side right now.
Close quarter
barrage, man.
Barrage right there.
And if Cyanide gets a boop again on Izumi Izagiri, that's gonna really hurt UwUWatch and their economy, because, well, Cyanide getting a boop. Everyone was surprised. I was surprised, you were surprised. Freak was watching through the window, he was still surprised. Cyanide just went for it, and he got Zivanin. So for UwUWatch, they are gonna have basically one more clash into this one. What's the plan into this battle?
The McCree, now they have double hit scans, they really need to focus down with Farah, or at least get the Mercy out of the way. Because the Farah is doing way too much damage.
Cyanide is just having a good time here and now, and I feel like UwUWatch is just unable to punish the Mercy Lucio pairing since they're running something like the Mercy Mora instead. No real utility, no speed boost to try and get things done, and too happy ball popping that Valkyrie. So finally UwUWatch having a little bit of advantage onto the point, but keep an eye on Cyanide. Exactly, Billy Rocket Barrage is there after the Roadhog, giving some ult charge here and everywhere. Victory goes over to Washed Up Homies. On Sanctum, a completely different story, and they have made it work to take that first map by storm.
The second map is the whole Cyanide and Mercy show right there, because Cyanide, even with the double hit scan up, Cyanide played safe. He made sure that he'd watch the positions of both the Soldier and the McCree, and both of them were not beside each other, which actually caused them to get what would call this that allowed Cyanide to actually dive the McCree because he was by himself, and the Soldier was with the rest of the team. So it allowed him to jump the McCree on top of his head. It's really hard as a McCree player to hit a target that's on top of your head.
True. It's hard to look up in the sky that way, you know. If you try to do it in real life, guys, your neck's gonna hurt. It's gonna strain if he's literally on top of you. And he is basically Goomba stomped by a rocket in that regard. But hey, victory goes over to Washed Up Homies. It was a very close-knit affair though on Village. And what do you think was the adjustment Washed Up Homies did between the first and second rounds of that map to really dominate into the action?
I think it was a more of like comfort picks at that point, where I think they experimented on in Village, wherein they played an Echo and a McCree, but in the second map they just allowed Cyanide to play a signature hero and, you know, just dominate the opposing.
That's true. Cyanide on his Farah. I also know he does play a mean Genji. And seeing Freak on the Echo, not bad. There were times where he was finding these angles, and welcome to Freak. He seems like he is able to round up the DPS lineup here, and for Washed Up Homies, the addition of Freak is such a good thing, honestly. He plays with them for quite a while, and he is looking to make a splash in the PH scene here and now. And Washed Up Homies with a very familiar roster with one another. You can really see the chemistry pulling through on that second map, and it's a lot of coordination, a lot of work with one another. And I also know for a fact they are being coached by Mr. Cyberbully also, so they do have that support in behind of all that. It's great to see people volunteer to help out some of these teams. If I remember correctly, it's Overmind that has a coach, it's Watch the Homies has a coach, it's who else has a coach? Uber Server has a coach, and Memecore does not have a coach, sir. They should get one though. They do have a pseudo player coach in Somi, especially if he's looking to be the one getting banned for most of the regular season in that regard. But yeah, you know, seeing these support staff coming in. Maui Cake's also the mommy jerk hoax for Cakes, so that's the thing too. But yeah, seeing that support structure in hand is such a big deal. I feel like it'll really help out many of these teams, and giving them an environment to work with is always the best way to make you better into your game. So what do you think? What do you think is all about the coaching? Do you think is really a big help, Mr. Billy, for these teams?
Well, one of the, of course, for me, the number one thing about the best thing about having a coach is they point out your small mistakes or your small habits that need fixing, like your positioning or your mindset and the way you're supposed to be using your abilities. Because of course, everyone knows how to. If you've been playing Overwatch for a long time, you know all how all the abilities work. What coaches will usually do is tell you the best way to utilize your abilities or the best way to make sure you don't die to things to that the typical things you die to in ladder compared
Bill,
to games in scrims or
yeah.
in tournaments like this.
Yeah, and Billy and dying, huh? What a tandem, that's for sure. Remember your stats, Billy? Remember your when we hard coded all those stats and we saw a very
What's that?
what stats? You're lucky that those aren't exposed online. Okay, you are a lucky boy. But it is what it is, and Kings Row apparently is gonna be our second
Best
map.
map.
Best map, only map to play, Scrims Row. What do you think? What's gonna be the plan here for both of our squads? Watch the homies having that far, of course. But for UwUWatch, I really am questioning right now. What's the plan into the second map? I really want to have that wild card factor, and I feel like UwUWatch is the one that's giving us that kind of experience up for this upcoming map.
I would like to see UwUWatch actually give up on the
Oof.
usage of Roadhog because I don't think Roadhog and Reinhardt are a good pair. Because honestly, I believe that the only time you should use Roadhog is with an Orisa. But in this meta, Orisa Hog is not as potent as it was before, with the Orisa Shield being, having less HP than it had, and the cooldown being uh very long, not allowing the full hook combo to be as potent as it
Optimal.
was before.
Yeah, exactly. It really is just the cooldown timings and just all of that jazz making it a little difficult. And also the shield on the Orisa a lot softer. But hey, the ball taken there by Watch the Bomies with 2-0. Will it be the same kind of case here in Kings Row? It seems like our answers are gonna be answered here. Our questions gonna be answered rather. Into our second map. It's UwUWatch on the blue hand side this time though. On the defense, it's Washed Up Homies picking the attack first. This is our second map of our second match for tonight. UwUWatch versus Washed Up Homies. A pretty close matchup at the top of the leaderboard, but seems like Washed Up Homies able to get a little bit of that dust and grime away. And they are looking to prime themselves for a potential match victory after a few maps here and there. But first things first, Kings Row is their coronation and they need to make it through the ceremonies. The defense right now running that Ash with a Soldier 76 double hit scan, already anticipating.
They're fed up with the fire of cyanide.
Yeah, exactly, anticipating a flyer along the way. UwUWatch looking to position as well. Inbox very comfortable on the Soldier, looking to run on around a little Call of Duty here and there. And Norusu as well as a Zumi onto the Ryan Zarya. And I like this a lot better. You have a more proper off tank for the blue hand side.
I actually see that there's going to be a mirror, except for in both tank line and support. Actually, the only thing different will be the DPS. So it's going to be an interesting game wherein the mind games of the tank players to outplay their counterparts, as well as the support.
They did play Mercy Marta though instead for UwUWatch, Mercy Ana for Watch the Homies. So it is going to be all about healing versus the Bio Grenade action. Seems like a swap was in order. And Watch the Homies with that first frag. Freak. What a headshot there, and Inbox with the counter kill taking care of Cyanide. Let's keep an eye out on Freak. He's looking for the headshots, gets him off of the Zarya already. Izumi has to back on out. UwUWatch looking to survive, looking to sustain. Hammer swings are about Freak gonna get that takedown. Freak is really finding these kills, and there we go with the charge already. Izumi trying to survive. Sun and Ambi playing into the front line. Washed Up Homies, first take taken already. Freak, another headshot to his name. And really, the debut of a second DPS really helping out Washed Up Homies in this regard. It seems like they were just missing a cog in the machine, and now that they have it, they are a time bomb that is sticking on away here in the New Wave Invitationals.
That first point, honestly, I'd say was all Freak there. He got so much good picks and so many good headshots, wherein he allowed his team to get technically a free push in. He gave them so much space.
Shadow is available here for Ambi. Washed up homies can take into the front line and really bring in the competition along the way. But here go with the fire strike yet again on the other end. It's Freak right now onto this high ground, and he does have a good sight line onto the corner. Knows that someone is coming, gets a headshot immediately onto Oriusu, and the Reinhardt has to back on out. Fire grenade now gets blocked up. Ultimate Mako trying to find a way to get that nano boost, but Elixirine letting it rip. It's time for the coalescence here and now. UwUWatch looking for this push, looking to make it to the other side. It's all about corner play here and now, but Freak on the high ground still. Cyanide right now playing Peter Pan onto the rooftops, and Washed Up Homies playing it slow and steady here, Billy. What's the plan right now with the rotation?
They really need to do something about Freak's Widowmaker because they potentially gave half the second point, the half the second distance of the payload for free because they're all afraid of peeking Freak's Widowmaker.
Oh, Rocket Barrage though coming online. Cyanide in the back line lets it rip. And that was just some good stunts there onto Inorius as well, knowing for the protection, but Washed Up Homies losing that frontline fight. Still though for UwUWatch, they have lost 3 members already, which will basically slow down their defense and how they want to set up, so they can't really push on forward too far off. But Freak can swap things over to the Doomfist instead. It's time for him to get the punches on, and it's time for him to get the Fist of Fury onto the corners of King's Row.
I feel like the what do you call this, the Ashe needs to get a bit more dynamite usage, or actually get some more dynamite damage to get that bomb faster.
Grabbing the corner, don't catch it out in order to. Here comes the inbox right now with that tactical visor. Bomb gets tossed as well. And good usage here from UwUWatch, but they are using a lot of ults into this one. That's 5 of theirs on the economy going on down. And even though Washed Up Homies loses that fight, they might be happy that we got the grab, we got the bomb, we got the tactical visor, we got the coalescence, we got the Valkyrie. That's a shopping list right there, right then. And it is really grocery shopping. Yes, man. They still have the shatter.
There.
Yeah,
and while on the red side, they use both their tank ultimates, which is actually very unfortunate. Because the tank ultimates do so much.
They are going to be looking to make it work with an nano boost, really. And they might get the barrage. It's something that they do have potential in. Taking care of inbox is a big deal as well. Watch the homies now with the advantage. And I feel like this nano barrage might be the coup de grace onto this defense. Shadow from now, Ryusu gets blocked up. And that is really all the tools of the trade UwUWatch has left on the list. Corner contest right here, right now. Shurikens being tossed. Nano boost now online. Ultimako and Flu getting the push on. And with the support ultimates, this should be a clean sweep for Watch the homies.
Cyanide managed to catch both the DPS line off guard and, you know, just gave him free reign over the whole second point at that point. Because when both hit scans are down, there's nothing that can stop the Pharah.
Exactly, there's just no real way unless somehow the Reinhardt gets to throw that hammer into the skyline. Speaking of the throw though, that is the second point already taken. Washed Up Homies with the push on in. We see Inbox, so swapping over to the Echo. Jack still looking for value with the Bob. But I feel like if UwUWatch was just a little less trigger happy with those ultimates, they could have held that points if they had some way to really protect their DPS line. Dynamite Nano tossed by Jack. Grab the Surge, gonna be available for Izumi.
As long as the Echo is alive, I don't think Cyanide will have a chance to use. Oh, never mind. He's using his barrage.
He makes it happen, lets it rip, Rock Barrage connecting, and Washed Up Homies with frag after frag, after frag, and after frag, and after frag, Billy. Opening has been made, and steamroll potential here for Washed Up Homies. The Soap Squadron getting to clean up yet again.
Cyanide's been doing very well with the fire, even though he knows how fast he can die as he uses the barrage, but he's been finding good spots to use them.
It takes care of the 2 DPS again, and that is the only real deal breaker in this regard. Now here comes the Nano Blade, the payload being pushed by the Genji, and okay. Billy, I have learned something new today. Do you know what it is?
What?
So apparently, Nano Blade isn't for killing people, it's for making people leave the payload. And that is just basically a Charlie 9 right there. They grabbed up that Genji onto the objective and they paid the price for it because no one wanted to get near the Cyborg Ninja. Victory goes over to the one who gets to push all the way through, and Washed Up Homies, that was a door wide open kind of scenario right there, huh?
Well, I think because not only because of the Nano Blade, but I honestly think because they did not have the damage that they thought they could actually stay on the payload because they lost both their DPS instantly before the fight even started because of Cyanide's great fire play. So when the Nano Blade came, I think they were all like, let's all regroup, let's wait for the Nano Blade to pass. But the problem was I don't think they expected the payload to be there to get to the end point that fast.
I also think something that Izumi, since he was standing by the edge of the point, like by the doorway, I thought he would think that he would get the contest at the very last moment. But surprise, surprise, it's the payload is a strong independent payload that no needs no defenders. It is just a free push onto the objective. And watch the homies right now going for the May, or for the Pharah rather, with the McCree, Merciana as well. I like this a lot better here from Watch the homies. And they're gearing up to be really one of the best teams here in the New Wave Invitationals. Very well played to the right hand side with the additions as well as their gameplay so far.
I want to see how well Invox will be able to deal with the Pharah of Mr. Cyanide, wherein he has to make sure he gets that headshot, because when Cyanide gets to see Invox, you can bet that Cyanide's going to hear like right now. He's jumping the Widowmaker.
Cyanide with the Pharah show, and we have seen so many great Pharahs here in the New Wave Invitationals. We do see Cyanide, we have seen Tomorrow, we have seen Shiver, we have seen Mercy as well, and it feels like there's just so many Pharah players here in the PH scene looking to tear apart the opposition at any point in time. But hey, here into this gameplay as well, we do have UwUWatch right now trying to get the push through the double decker, but Washed Up Homies is really far ahead. 21k on damage already, and really in a fight like this, it's gonna boil down to the Ryan versus Ryan battle. We don't really have too much stats on Ambi's side in terms of attack, but from the bugs itself, this has been one of the rivalries. And that is a big pick there from Cyanide. Good mention there, sir. Washed Up Homies really keeping things up. But really the point right now will be Ambi and Sun working together. We'll see how much improvement Sun can get. As there comes the Shatter already. Ambi makes it happen. Goes for the charge on in. Washed Up Homies able to mop the floor again. And really these custodians need a pay raise because they're doing such a good job so far on this defense.
So that's the thing though with the red side. When they focus too much on the Pharah, the Reinhardt gets a free shatter. That's a very good synergy with the team. Like when Cyanide says like the whole team's facing me, I think it's time to go in. Everyone just goes in.
Exactly.
Look at that. Here, and haven't even got past the choke.
That is just so fast. Look how quick Cyanide just thrusts himself into the rocket barrage. No regard whatsoever for his life. He knows he's gonna get those kills. And well played there to watch the homies even protecting that Mercy. A lot of rotations here now from the red hand side, making sure everything is fine. And Dandy is freaking in the meantime on that creep. And Cyanide now, shots are abound. We do have UwUWatch looking to still stay on. And the Shatter are gonna be available here for Inoa Ryusu. We'll see if UwUWatch can actually get things done with a rotation in behind instead.
DPS need to focus on that Pharah.
Here comes the Shatter, gets blocked up. Freak though with that Deadeye. And it's gonna be Cyanide again with so quick kills. The fight is over before it even begins. But for Washed Up Homies, it's kinda cursed in disguise, honestly. They're getting these kills so quickly, but on the other hand, UwUWatch is getting opportunities to keep fighting more so than not. 1:23 right now, but from the way these fights have been going, Billy, I think this will have like 2, maybe even 3 fights on to this time ban.
This is a good off-tank pick by UwUWatch, wherein they pick the D.Va. Hopefully that the D.Va can commit her defense matrix onto the Pharah so that she doesn't get those free damage hits. But here comes the Shatter.
Look at that free damage. That's the Shatter. That's the Graviton Surge. Too Happy Ball trying to make things happen. But Jack whipping out the tackling advisor. And this is turnabout here. Being fair play for UwUWatch. Then they get the kill on the freak. Yes, they do. Good concentration fire. But Cyanide again with another quick barrage. It's still not going to be enough this time against the double hit scan. And UwUWatch able to get the trade on up. Able to make things happen. Surprise the opposition. But Washed Up Homies gearing up for a potential fight again. They go to the McCree and the Doomfist. Will they contest? Not going to happen anymore. UwUWatch getting that first point. Took them a while, but at least they made it happen.
See, there's so much value from that D.Va swap, where now you actually got Cyanide to actually swap to the McCree, because he knows how dangerous a D.Va can be to a Pharah player.
Exactly, and that ult-tank really pesky. Izumi and Sagiri getting the adjustments at the last moment. And enough is enough from the Pharah show. It's time to see the ground game instead. But UwUWatch, hey guys, remember, you're supposed to push something. And when you don't push it, you're not gonna win anytime soon. UwUWatch right now getting back to the objective, but they lose the mech because of that reposition. Washed Up Homies getting the advantage again and looking to choke onto the Arcway.
They need their mech back for ASAP. They can't push. I don't think they'll be able to push out through the choke without the D.Va mech. Oh, they're already committing the wire ult though.
Yeah, UwUWatch is really trying to get this push to happen, but Izumi Zagiri only getting back into the mech. Defense matrix play is there. There we go with the stun. Only gonna get the Diva. Inbox in behind. Dead Eye. And oh, this is so dangerous, man. Abby still gets the pin onto 2. Happy Ball. He decides to go guns a-blazing. Really taking parts from his other main tank, Mr. Lon himself, bringing in a little bit of that wolf spirit there. And Cyanide now hanging on behind. In no worries, with the hammer swings as well. Son in the meantime, looking like the father instead. And here comes the Holy Garden Surge in the middle. Amen for Washed Up Homies. They will defend one more time.
So many ultimates were thrown in that fight, one after the other.
Chain
It's like I have Q. Okay, I press Q.
Bro, it's dominoes honestly dripping on down, and overall.
When you hear one, another one gets popped.
Exactly. So that when one touches the other, it's like, no, I have to do it too. I have to show them that I am the bigger ult user. But here comes a big offer that perhaps from Izumi. Gets 3, what an angle there! Big bomb, Ambient Sun caught off guard. Here comes Blue right now with the resurrection. But Washed Up Homies, wow, they are gonna get taken down by UwUWatch with a perfect bomb placement there from Izumi. I guess we can find out, watch that one again, as we need to check that one out for a solid endeavor. Oh my god.
I don't think they expected the bomb to fly that far. This is when the Ana was trying to walk inside, get to her Reinhardt, it was too late.
Absolutely. Hopefully everything is a-okay on the stream, and as in the meantime, here we go with the shots already at Diva, and he's trying to stay out in front. Izumi is Agiri looking at retreats, but UwUWatch now with 4 ultimates in their back that are going to be available. Tactical Visor with the Colt as well as the Sound Barrier, all going to be tools of the trade into this one. By this point in time, it's UwUWatch still staying on. Here we go with the Sound Barrier from UwUWatch, and they are really trying to get this push to happen. They get a Philip out the one, but Philip being contested on the second point. Blue hand side running out of time. And it's a freak show looking to show on over. Jackdo with another tactical visor. Can he clutch it out one more time for his team? Looking to survive, looking to sustain. The tank line is still there. Cyanide needs to stay alive, and he gets a kill onto Inowaryusu. Gets the Demic as well. Jack right now running on around, using that mobility. But this is Washed Up Homies looking to hold. Jackdo, an absolute hero, finally gonna fall on down. This is Mr. Morrison signing off yet again. But Izumi Zagiri has the bomb in hand. All UwUWatch needs to do right now is not play the C9 game. They go for the self-destruct. They take care of Freak with Ambi back into the fold. Pile driver right here, right now, in order to use to keeping things alive. And this is as close as it can be. Cyanide priming that dead eye has to cancel it out. Ambi so low already. And both sides are really close to it on another. Gravity Surge gonna be there, but it's way too close to that payload. In order to use it in behind again. The Moira with the top up. Jack right now coming on back. He has been absolutely stellar with this clutch factor. And UwUWatch now looking to take care of that Tracer. That's Ultima Mako getting pile driver on. Cyanide moving to that Bastion. But it is what it is. And UwUWatch, thanks to their Soldier 76, staying alive to live to fight another point.
Great movement and great jukes by the Soldier. Got so many shots of Cyanide. Managed to stay alive for his whole team to get back in time. The whole point, the whole second point hold there was great by the Soldier player, juking the whole time.
Exactly, and Cyanide and Freak looking to face off. Double hits can with a Echo and some Freak. But a shadow there from Mambi. Here comes the Idol from Inbox. Gets the angle on, takes care of the Reinhardt. But beyond that, that is really Freak getting the focusing beam instead. Lots of beams right now on the red hand side. You have the Zarya, you have the Echo, and you also have that coalescence from the Moira. But UwUWatch now with a push all the way to this third point. Cyanide force on the inside. Izumi is Agiri getting in the sidelines again, and Ambi right now again with the charge, looking to try and defend as much as possible. Still the Moira and the Reinhardt keeping things up, but UwUWatch has gotten the momentum here, Billy, and what a clutch play from UwUWatch. They will be able to finish up the map as well.
Jax did a phenomenal job in the third point and the second point. Been doing so much. He's been stepping up in this for his team in this map. Been doing so much. He's been staying alive. He's been making sure he doesn't die, even though he's been antied by the Nano or been whacked by the Rein. He's making sure that he stays alive, does so much damage, takes out the proper targets, and has good positioning all around during the third point.
Absolutely, and well, that is just basically a finish there from UwUWatch. Kudos to Jack, man. Kudos to Jack, able to really find those clutch moments. But you can see Cyanide has such a good kill count, 31-8 with 18k. He is really impressed in the New Wave Invitationals. I feel like he is single-handedly rising up the overall stats because of his play. And this time we can't really give him that nitpick that he's not getting the frags, cause watch the homies, half of the kills from Cyanide. Well played indeed. Good improvement so far over the past few weeks.
Yeah, he's every time you see him on the fire, you gotta expect him to get like 3-4 kills every team fight. As long as, you know, he's been given free reign in the sky. Like, if any team that plays against a Pharah, you have to make sure that you have to either deal with the Pharah or make sure that she doesn't get those free rocket hits.
You know, like I was want to say, the sky is the limit really here for Cyanide. And right now, he is on the 18k mark. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets to 20k by this round. But in order used to going for some speed, and it's a Zarya and a ball together. A little awkward.
Interesting comp.
Yeah, it's a little awkward to actually play into this one. But hey, it is what it is. I'd love to see a Winston instead. But what on the initiation here?
Snipe.
That's a snipe from Jack into the pile driver from and over to UwUWatch, making a lot of space. And you know what's like, okay, I'm in the front line and I will get so much shield from this. Another pile driver on, and Noah Ryusu with the save there. Elixirine and Jack getting those kills again and again. And it's time for bowling. The 7th end split actually hit. And this is gonna be the comeback of the century with the Wrecking Ball getting in the way. That is really speed killing the side of Washed Up Homies.
They made their tank line work, and honestly, it's also because of the DPS. They managed to focus Cyanide. I'm pretty sure Cyanide was surprised that he got bursted there. He got right-click dash by the Genji, and he got sniped by the main. Exactly. No fire play would ever expect that to happen that fast.
Cyanide though gonna be killing inbox, so watch the homies with a good swap. Double flyers right here right now. No hit scan on the other side. And will UwUWatch actually swap things over. Here comes the mines though. Cyanide in behind yet again. Overtime still ticking on down. Jack needs to hold the line. Izumi Zigiri gonna be out in front. 120 his name, trying to survive. But here comes the rocket barrage. Cyanide again letting it rip. And the only one left in Noah Ryusu with the pile driver on. Will it be enough to sustain? He's getting backing on out. Realizes the situation. Comes on back again. Good charge there from Ambi. That's enough to stop this payload.
The UwUWatch's comp was actually very interesting because what they did was they made the ball, the Wrecking Ball, the flanker, while they made their Mei tank. So what would happen is the Mei would walk in, try freezing, and then when they focus the Mei, the Zarya would just bubble. Wherein the ball would just come in from behind, pile driver 3 or 4 people, and just let the Mei do work.
Absolute work, and it's really interesting to see that dynamic again being used against Washed Up Homies, because that's what they were doing for quite a while in their previous matches. Now Ambi though is on that run, and they do have Freak on the board. Really good swap though with the Pharah and the Echo. That's something I do see to really punish any composition that doesn't have a hit scan. So in a way, I guess hit scan is back just because of that. But it really is a little difficult to say the least. UwUWatch trying to take control of the ground, and they were able to do so. Well played there to Noah Ryusu. Well played to Jack as well, getting a really good snipe out of nowhere. But right here, right now, still a big time back for Washed Up Homies. They will try to take this first point in a similar vein from the first round. And then that push past the archway is all they need to get this victory. But really, this match is so close. There were so many times that it could have gone either way, especially on the first round of the first map. And I guess King's Row really is a standard here to be close games in the New Wave Invitationals.
I don't think there's ever been a King's Row game where it never reached a round 3 or round 4. I think it's always reached round 3 or 4.
Like a round 2 scenario, like a second go.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure of that. I think there have been 3 2s or something like that. But you know, the most memorable games really have gone second round. But here goes Sun. And take care of the eye field of the Elixirine. UwUWatch playing the Orisa and the Hog. Inbox though with the snipe on the sideline. Dashing on in, and Jack playing the McCree instead. But keep an eye out on Freak. He's been absolutely freaky with those shots. Sun gonna be into the front line. But here comes Izumi Zagiri. Gets a flag on. Takes care of the Widowmaker. Now literally face tanks against the opposition. Cyanide back into the fold. Getting sucked right up by 2 Happy Ball. Trying to get on the way disengage. And it's so close with both sides. But advantage here now for Washed Up Homies. They're making sure they're getting the damage back. What a resurrection there from Flu. And first thing not taken. UwUWatch has to retreat, has to recompense, and figure out a way to hold the line into the second points of King's Row.
I like what Invox has been doing as Genji. He's been slowly poking the Pharah and waiting for the McCree to actually tag the Pharah low enough to do right-click dash combos to get the free kill. But I think the problem was when they forgot. I think they forgot or may have not noticed that the Mercy actually rezzed Cyanide, and they just completely forgot about Cyanide.
Again.
And he just got free damage and free kills.
What a shatter though. Ambi gonna force out the eye field. And this is an opportunity for Watch the homies to take grab. Someone needs to touch it from UwUWatch. Oh no, it's gonna be a C9. It does happen again for the side of UwUWatch the second time on the same map. How does that even happen? Ah,
Very unfortunate.
painful to watch that. But no worries with play of the game. Well deserved, very well deserved by the Wrecking Ball. I love to see him whip it out more. I'd love to see if UwUWatch decides to play the aggressive dive into the near future, but damn, oh damn. Oh my god, my heart! Come on! Could have contested, could have had a good fight there. Cards all around, really even fight for both sides. But watch the homies with more time back in their regards, and well, victory because, the objective not getting touched. Sad.
That's the thing. Doesn't matter if you get the kills. Doesn't matter if you get the snowball. You just gotta remember, it's objective based.
Objective gameplay at its finest, and that was a 5-4 victory, if I remember correctly, for the side of Washed Up Homies. They take another second round victory there, and well, that is King's Row being thrown on back into the recesses of time, but we're gonna need a break after that one, that's for sure. Anything to note though, Billy, before we head on out for a little bit of a halftime break on King's Row?
During the third and fourth round, I think that UwUWatch have adapt to the way Washed Up Homies have been playing. Like they've been committing Invox on the Genji to focus Cyanide, which has actually been doing very well. Like I've been watching Cyanide from Cyanide's point of view. He's not being able to do as much damage as he could be because the Genji's just jumping around from high ground, right clicking him, and when he's low enough, he just goes for the dash kill. Which is a very good tactic because Genji's always wants to be at the back and trying to get those free dash resets. So yeah, I think they're doing very well. I don't think we should just count them out just yet. I feel like they can turn this around.
Yeah, and it's gonna be very, very interesting to see that into the future. But we will take a little bit of a break. Everyone just mentally boomed after that one. A very tiring game there on King's Row, and both sides looking a little bit of a breath or two before we move on into our next half of these matches. So don't go away. This is the New Wave Invitationals. We'll be right back with Washed Up Homies versus the side of UwUWatch. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we have Flu here from the Washed Up Homies, looking to really show us what's been going on in the minds of the Soap Squad so far. So hi, Flu, how you doing tonight?
Hello po. I'm doing fine.
Yeah,
I'm still shaking because it's actually a very good game.
you guys have been doing so great, and it has really been so high octane with the games. But so far, so good here for the Washed Up Homies. A little bit of luck, but also a lot of skill being involved right now. How do you guys feel after two maps rather, under your notch?
We're actually kind of like happy because this is the first time we've played together as a team kasi we've made changes nga po sa team, di ba?
Yeah.
And this is the first time for this team that Ambi is um the tank. Tapos meron kaming additional sa DPS which is Freak, and yun, super reliable naman sila. So parang happy lang kami doon habang naglalaro.
Yeah, you guys are doing so good. And I just want to ask you, like, what is the history of this roster? So, looking at your roster, I'm like, okay, this is what the New Wave Invitation is about. This is the stack. I know that Ambi does play with these guys, and it really is fun to see that kind of thing. Same thing for UwUWatch, actually, which they had the addition of Inomaru Yusu. But is it more of a familiar feeling right now, having freaking Ambien into this roster?
Yes, it's actually more familiar with this team because I've played with them lots of times before. Kasi I am a support main, so basically I play with everyone. So yeah, Ambi being the tank, I'm so used to it. And Freak, kasi kaduwa ko si Freak dati sa competitive games. So yun, parang sobrang familiar po talaga ako sa DPS, sa lineup na to, legit.
Yeah, that's really great to see. Now, I want to ask you, what do you think really makes Cyanide and Freak work well together? Is it a matter of hero pool, or is it a matter of playstyle, or something in between like that?
Isn't it both? Parang sa akin kasi
Yeah.
both eh. Kasi
Yeah, that's fine.
Cyanide is Pharamine, so sobrang galing niya mag-Phara para sa akin. And si Freak naman, which is, I mean, he is very flexible. So yun, nagigenji siya, nagmamakri, tapos si Cyanide can do the same. So parang sobrang flexible ng DPS namin ngayon. Unlike nung last time, kasi si Kuya Ambi yung I mean yung
In DPS.
DPS namin.
He's trying to play tank on DPS, and he did do an admirable job from time to time playing that May. But I really feel like Cyanide and Freak is such a good tandem to that. I'm really glad that Freak is now available. I remember he was part of your initial iteration, right? He was part of your initial roster, but he had to back
Yes,
out.
yeah.
But because of a few things here and there, but eventually he's like, yeah, I'm back, I'm here, and I'm show you guys what's in store. See, putting me and Cyanide together, and that's been such a dynamic thing. For you, I just want to ask, what's your favorite composition right now to run as a team? What do you feel like is something you guys are really happy to play to?
What do you mean, the hero
Like,
pool?
yeah, in the hero pool, like pretend if you can pick 6 heroes right now, or a basic general idea, if you want to play something like dive, you want to play something like Pharah,
So
something.
basically, if I could
Yeah,
choose
yeah. Which one's your
the
favorite?
heroes they're playing, is
Yeah,
it
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
so? I
Exactly.
want Ambi to be the Rain,
Mm-hmm.
Sun the Zarya, Cyanide the Pharah, Freak the McCree, Mako the Ana, or whatever. Kasi flexible kami para sa
Yeah.
support. So yun.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Now, before we send you out to watch stuff, homies, just want to ask one last thing. What do you think? What is going to be the plan here for the next two maps? Again, without spoiling anything, without anything super strategic, like not telling us that you're gonna run dive or something like that, like the last interview. I just want to ask, parang, what is the feeling coming into these next two maps?
We're actually like going for stability.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we won't have that much changes, pero we can be experimental if we want to. But we
Sounds
haven't
good.
talked about it yet.
Maybe
Yeah.
you will now as soon as I send you over.
Yeah.
But thank you, Flu, for the
Thank
mid
you.
match to you. Anyone you want to shout out before you go?
Shout out dun sa page ko, char. Shout
Go, go,
out po
go,
dun
go,
sa
go, please.
okay
Please,
lang
please,
ba?
please, please.
Kasi I'm a
Yes.
small
Yes,
streamer.
no, no, we're
So,
gonna make you even bigger. Don't be
oh
like
my
that.
gosh.
Don't be like that. Okay, the floor is all yours, and I'll make it even better. Go ahead.
So, yun po. Shout out lang doon sa page ko. So, I'm a small streamer from Facebook. It's Blue, which is my IGN. That's actually the spelling. Um, so, yun lang naman yung shout ko. And dun sa team ko, Washed Up Homies, you guys rock. That was
Yeah.
my
Wow.
guild in PHRO since I'm also a streamer for PHRO.
Ooh.
Shout out din po sa Viribus Fortis. Okay lang yan guys kahit matalo tayo sa MOE ngayon. Kulang kayo ng malakas na gypsy.
You
Char.
can just
Just kidding.
yoink it. You can yoink the if I remember correct, the guild house, right? There's like you always have to fight for them in the War of Imperium. I remember that. But it's
Yeah.
fluid to use facebook.com/plu. Is that correct? Like what's the
E-
page?
Super Plu yung sa link pero my name on Facebook page is Plu itself.
Yeah, so you can check that one out, Super Plu or Plu with 2 U's. So thank you to Plu.
Thank you.
Time to send you back. I got you.
Thank
Move
you.
back to Watch the Homies. So there you go. That was a very insightful interview there, Mr. Billy. What did you learn from our little conversation?
I learned that almost all our players have their own streams and little groups that they'd like to give credit to.
Exactly. Come on. The point. New Wave Invitationals, all about those stacks, all about people playing with one another. It's not forming a super team. It's about playing
Friendship.
Friendship. It's all about friendship. The power of friendship here and now. But you know what else is going to be the power? The power of Rialto coming into map number 3. So far, these are our maps done and dusted. 5-4 on King's Row. What a slobber knocker again. It really is just the perfect thing to say about King's Row. It always is a fight. It always is a frenzy. But hey, it's time to get into the action as we move into map number 3. What do you think of the adjustments here for UwUWatch? We heard a little bit from Watch the Homies that they are looking to play into comfort, play into stability. But for the side that is down to maps, what is the play here, Mr. Billy?
Initiating match.
I think the Watch the Homies I think they should continue what they've been doing in King's Row the last 2 rounds, wherein they try shutting down Cyanide. Then they go for the big brawl, because I think they're UwUWatch is very strong when they do the brawl comps, wherein they just go in their faces and just destroy the front line, and they let their ball do the back go to the back line and just mess up all the stability that.
Wow,
That-
using their own
that-
words against them.
Yes.
You're a savage, man. You're a savage. But I would love to see if UwUWatch play the aggressive type, honestly. If stability
They've
is
been
the
doing so
rock of the
well.
foundation of Watch the Homies, and you said it yourself, they did so well with that Wrecking Ball. But Norisa goes back to the Reinhardt, and he's not bad in the Rhine. But it's more of an even matchup against Ambi. Like I said before, we see this matchup a lot in the bugs. We see this matchup between each other, and we're just getting the same old thing. It can go either way, and I feel like for UwUWatch, they need a little more oomph there from Inomoryusu to really get things done, since he does have the potential on the Wrecking Ball. Izumi can stay on the Diva, can go on the Winston as well to really round things out. But maybe that ball might be the saving grace here for UwUWatch. But hey, they're not gonna go for it. They're gonna go for double hit scan instead, anticipating
I like
the
the Diva
fire
pick.
already. I like the Diva pick also. And it's very interesting that they do pick Rialto, which is a strong Pharah map against Cyanide, to say the least.
Yeah, but with the 2-hit scan combined with the Dia, I think they're really focused on shutting down Cyanide's Pharah.
That's
I think
all
they
about
want
it.
him to swap.
They do want to force Cyanide off it, but
So
hey,
he's inside. He doesn't want to fly up because he
There
knows
is
if he
no-
flies up, he's gonna get shut down.
it's like there's a surface terror missile waiting for you to as soon as you boost on in, and Washed Up Homies playing it slow and steady. You know, Ryu's still in a bad spot. The plus are gonna be his demise. The 12 little 3, where he's gonna get buried. And like I said, when you two focus onto that Vara, well, Team UwUWatch is getting overrun by the ground game instead. And that's something you mentioned. UwUWatch is strong on the ground game, but when they really give it all up just to try and fend off Cyanide, they don't even get the kill. And what does that lead to? Absolutely nothing. The first point taken here by Washed Up Homies. Way too much respect on the Cyanide. You still need to take care of everyone else, guys.
If you look at Cyanide's score, he's not doing that well, but if you look at the rest of his team, their stats are very good. Start of the game. Well, look, Rick already has a Dragon Blade.
And he does whip it out to win out a fight before it even starts. Absolute snowball potential. UwUWatch might be
Oh, the stagger
reconsidering. That's huge. Elixirine goes for a dip, but that will take a while for the Ana to come back. But as I've been trying to say, man, it feels like UwUWatch might be regretting this map pick already. This is just a snowball and a half here from Washed Up Homies. It really feels
They're
like a
getting free
torrid
push.
avalanche. It's free push all the way. Daks not being cleared as well. Elixirine in the meantime ready with his nano boost. And UwUWatch gonna be hanging on back for the time being. I feel like though Elixirine might be the big component here. Jack holding on to a close deadeye here and now. And the real question is, will it be enough?
Interesting to see the Roadhog pick, but it paid off because he managed to pick off the Pharah.
Jack Kasumi all the way on board. UwUWatch getting into the front line. Here we go with a quick little hook as well. Ambi backing on that. And here for Team UwUWatch, finally fending that one off. Like I said, Nana Boost is enough. And that is just Diana keeping things alive along the way. Well played there to Alex Screen, allowing Team UwUWatch to get a little more economy back in their favor. At least they're gonna have some ultimates into this upcoming onslaught from Washed Up Homies.
This is actually an interesting. Oh, never mind. The grab's been.
Oh,
very
there,
unfortunate.
Raj. 2-for-1 trade so far. UwUWatch looking to survive. Izumi though taking a nap, and this is Blue. She's just getting hooked up there. Valkyrie now popped as well. Washed Up Homies using their ultimates to stay alive and barely breathe. But the fight is not gonna be over yet. Sure, they have the Valkyrie. They will have the blade in hand too. But it feels like UwUWatch might have a little bit of contest room if I know Ryusu can get the touch. He's not going for the charge though. No noble sacrifice there, and UwUWatch gives up that second point to try and defend on the first corner of the third.
I was gonna say like where the payload was, that was a very desirable area for the payload to be in for defense, because it's a very hard place for the Pharah to retake, because she'd have to poke through the whole area. They have to poke through the roof because there's no roof area for the Pharah to stay in.
Exactly.
But you know, as they do that, they win the fight.
But no left shift bind. Apparently, we always meme that some of our Reinhardt shouldn't charge, but that's a situation where maybe no Ryusu should have went for it. But Bob getting too in behind as Freak did go for the blade. So you know what's sad? We don't have a Bob cam. I want to see Bob's amazing tracking. And like first person Bob. That's like pew, 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 everywhere and everywhere. Laser pinpoint accuracy. But it's time for the Electric Cowboy, and this is gonna be one rodeo you might not wake up from, because this is UwUWatch looking to push forward. Jack in front. Rob Rash though gonna meet him, and immediately that's an explosive finale. It's like going into a powder ganger mine, and you just get blown up along the way. Washed Up Homies onto the right hand side. Two Happy Ball getting bounced around, and this is the Valkyrie on the inside. Very, very close here for both sides, but this is the payload in the middle. Here we go with the shadow right now. Ambi on the right. Goes for the pin. Doesn't get much there. Cyanide blowing himself up. 1-for-1 trade so far in essence. And still for Washed Up Homies, they are trying to survive, but it's not happening. Spawn advantage as well as hefty frames. The name of the game here for UwUWatch. Ryan Roadhog on the inside might not be the worst pairing on this last point.
That was a very good play though by Washed Up Homes. The good idea. They respected the Electric Cowboy. They backed up a bit. And then Cyanide, realizing that the Nano was about to run out, he went for the barrage and he caught the McCree out by surprise. Very unfortunate though that they weren't able to wipe out the rest of the team, so they managed to get their spawns back in and retake. But that was a very good play by Washed Up Homes there.
Yeah, it's all about them looking to hold, and UwUWatch still with the hog available. That bull hog can't really tear apart any kind of shield play, and you can see those shots echoing in. But here comes Freak with the Nano Blade, Sun with the setup, and here comes the deflect, really pushing that Deadeye away. Freak right now with 3, even deflecting that whole hog onto Inomaru Ryusu. 2 Happy Ball trying to survive, Elixiring with that Coalescence, but UwUWatch not respecting the combination, and they will get punished accordingly. Inomaru Ryusu moves over to the Wrecking Ball, and I wish I saw him more on this. Paw Driver right now, Sleep Dart in mid there, Ultima Mako, ultimate Sleep Dart, Fire Grenade as well, getting the shutdown. Jazz tried to get the touch, point 13 and a dream. At least this time there's the contest. It's Big Bob into fray, and they need to protect Bob. Oh my god, the charge is enough, and Izumi gearing with a kill, but it's just not enough. UwUWatch again forgetting about that payload as soon as Bob dissipates from their field of view. That is gonna be that round. Full cap here for Washed Up Homies, and I feel like these small little mistakes by UwUWatch really costing them these games.
Yeah, and that last fight was almost close to perfection by Washed Up Homies, because they did their combo very well, the Grav Genji Nano Blade, and then when the Bob came, Ambi realized that it was just Bob on the point, so he just charged them away, and they got the free push.
And that is just how it goes, man.
Good IQ and gameplay by Washed Up Homie. And I'd really like to see UwUWatch just go for the big chaos comp, wherein they just go in with the Wrecking Ball, and what they did in King's Row. I'd really like them to see that. I'd really like to see the all-in brawl comp.
All in, all fights, all the way. And I just want to see a Wrecking Ball from Inoue Ryusu. Come on, Inoue. I like his Wrecking Ball. I like his Wrecking Ball a lot. And I feel like it's just gonna be so pesky. They don't really have a good way to shut down the Wrecking Ball on the Watch the Holy Squadron right now. Look at that roster. That ball can really go anywhere it wants. heartbreaking, honestly. But it is what it is. They are gonna play the Ryan Diva instead. Again, respecting that far up in the air. They're playing McCree and the Hanzo as well to have a little more shield break along the way. And a Merciana, so UwUWatch, I like this composition. They're very, very stable with how they are playing things out. Pharah Genji on the other side. And we talked about this before, actually. So the thing about washed up homies and on that Pharah Genji is it is very ultimate dependent. But there you go, 1-for-1 trade so far. And we can go back into this topic after this fight is over, because Team UwUWatch now with the push on in, and advantage is in their favor because they have this natural damage in the first place. The only real reason why washed up homies got so far and really got all the way with the Pharah Genji, right, Billy, is because they got so much snowball potential from the first point. They got ultimates in a really strong time, way above the skill level of UwUWatch. And now it's time for them to get punished because they are slowing down to a screeching halt. The far up Cyanide getting a value, Genji a freak only halfway to the blade, and UwUWatch already onto the first checkpoint. Close, very, very close to get this capture.
Yeah, I think that washed up homies ultimate use is just much better compared to the UwUWatch. Because the way they cycle their Pharah and Genji ults is very, very good. They don't use it both at the same time. They make sure that they space it so that they don't waste any ultimates.
And I like this from Washed Up Homies. They whip out the blade just to clean things up. They did use a number of ultimates there to make sure that this is going to be a defense.
Oh, he got sandwiched.
Oh my god, and over Ryusu with the pin on the poor freak. That's so unfortunate. But yeah, like, it's something we didn't mention last round because it was just a washed up homie show, able to overrun for a long, long time because from the first point, like, remember, Cyanide dropped down, was weighted, and the Game Freak basically nanoblade so quickly because he wasn't really doing any damage there. But when the Pharah and the Genji have to share and are unable to get the frags, that really is the problem for the Pharah Genji comp to begin with. And in this instance, it's the McCree Genji instead. I like this a lot better. Cyanide can still get potted up by Flu. She's going to be keeping things up with the beam. And Freak in the meantime working with Mako. Washed Up Homies with a very, very good consideration of their composition.
They're coming up with the first zoning ultimate.
Deadeye. Oh, that's the Dragon Strike rather. Deadeye coming closer for Cyanide on the other side. But here comes the Poison Pill. Looking in behind. Here comes the Prime. And that is gonna be the Viper Spit looking to try to get things done. A little bit of reference there. Then, but oh my god, the double flash won't get the kill. And the shatter right now from Ryusu is online. Used up rather. Double pin again. Ambi to the floor. But still advantage here for UwUWatch. And Elixirine really giving it to Ryusu as much as possible.
Big shatter.
Big shatter for Ambi. Nano boosted up. Jack gonna get boxed on out again. And not really the best burger chain in America, but hey, it's still gonna be a tasty treat here for the red hand side. Washed Up Homies holding on to this payload. Too happy ball with the Valkyrie. And I feel like UwUWatch is a little too desperate for this endeavor, for this fight. And they're running out of space and time to do so, but at least they get the kill on the Cyanide.
They keep getting the picks, but they're having a problem cleaning up actually. So these Anonades. These Anonades are doing pretty well for washed up home.
Yeah, I really feel like the Anas are doing so many different things for these teams as Maka does get pressed on up. This time Elixirine decides to casually walk on in and get the Briar Grenade on. That's enough frags here and now for the side of UwUWatch to get things to happen. Blue taking a dip. She wants to have a little bit of a shower there, but that isn't any kind of sexy there. It really is just falling in the water just to die.
The ultimate advantage right now is for washed up homies when they're coming in with almost 4 ult. And while the side of UwUWatch will only be coming up with 2, seeing it being the Diva ult and the Hanzo ult.
Right, Diva.
We're gonna see maybe a big shatter by Ambi. Let's see.
Yeah. That shield play has to be vital for no reason. But jab.
Oh, what a headshot!
No blade now. They were backing on that nano blade, but here comes the bomb and oh, that was so close. I think they played out really wrong there for Washed Up Homies. They tried to sandwich that bomb between Ambi and Sun, but there's still, there's still line of sight sometimes through the barrier, and that just pulls up another one. Still good for Washed Up Homies.
With the godlike sleep dart though.
The sleep
dart. The Rhino would have
died
if it weren't for the Zarya bubble.
That's true. Oh, that's the second point taken. Washed Up Homies has to give that one up. They have so much retake potential here, Billy. They use the Valkyrie right now. They have the Nanoblade, they have the Shatter, and the Deadeye. But UwUWatch with just those vital picks at vital moments that really blew such a big hole on the defense of Washed Up Homies. This contest has been really, really good so far. I don't really feel like there has been a long time where something was one-sided. But a big Shatter there into the big Deadeye. But oh my god. Washed Up Homies. Oh.
5 ultimates.
Oh! Okay,
Wait,
I think they
Daks,
knew.
Daks.
Okay, listen. I think they knew they fucked up already. I think they knew that they shouldn't have gone for the Nano Blade afterwards. And someone was like, I want to be part of the team too. Went for the
Hey
grab.
guys, I press Q2.
I press Q2 and I am gonna be part of the family. Watch up, homies. Just having some fun here and now. And that might really cost them this point, honestly. But you can really see these two teams are enjoying this brawl. And this has been such a good engagement so far. Right, Star are abound. Sun will get back on out. Ambi gonna be there in the front line again. And in no reason right now, Shatter is available. UwUWatch gonna be holding on. Here goes Freak though. Looking to charge up that blade very, very quickly. He's already halfway. But it's gonna be time for the bait and switch. Big sleep dart. Doesn't leave too much of an opening. But inbox with the Jedi instead. Did you see that one from Elixirine again making things happen? And UwUWatch pushing forward past this first corner.
That was a good try by the what's it called? Elix. They tried to go for the flank and go for the big anti-nade. It didn't pay off, but what they managed to do is give the nano to the Reinhardt that allowed them to just, you know, plow through everyone
Nano
and
Ryan
get those picks.
is so stable, Billy. It's something that you can pretty much put in the
Why have a
dictionary of
nano
Nano
Genji
Boost.
when you can have a nano Ryan?
Nano Genji is really strong too, of course, but I feel like Nano Ryan is something you just rely on naturally. As a bomb from Izumi takes care of the tap line. Another situation, another standing in front of the payload that just gets dissipated. But watch, the homies are the one. They did it too. They have been. It has rubbed off, Billy. It has actually rubbed off onto them. And now UwUWatch with 140 on the clock on the second round. What is this match going to such a close degree?
I think every map needs to have a.
Every map has a C9. Is that the case? Every
Actually,
single map.
I think honestly what caused the snowball of UwUWatch was
The 5 ultimates.
just as we were complimenting them on their ult usage, you know, they just throw everything out the window.
It's like, hey, you're doing good. Oh, we're ready to go. But I feel like also that second point crumbling apart for them really hurt
I
their
think
psyche.
the Diva Bomb caught them by surprise.
The Diva Bomb in the middle was really fun to see. The Ryan and the Zarya really trying to sleep dart from Elixirine again, making that one out of position. And well, Elixirine with some really clutch sleeps. And there you go. That was the show. UwUWatch with the snowball. And now minute 40 on the clock. They have to be feeling confident after that one. But still, where is my Inoryusu Wrecking Ball, Susu? Come on! There is a bridge. You can get the boops. You can get the boops and get them into the water. What is the water in this
interesting to see
game?
the Echo now being played by Freak.
Oh,
So we're gonna see a double
flyers.
strike.
The double fighters, the JJ Jadet plane composition. I just made that turn up right now, but we do see the sticky
Hanzo
bombs
might
also
have a
on.
hard time now.
I mean, Jack can try. The Hanzo
He can still get those
projectile-
air snipes though.
Yeah, exactly. The Hanzo projectile isn't the worst, exactly, Mr. Billy, as you are saying. As Izumi on the second floor. Big nade! What a nade there. Trying to counter charge right into the fray. Watch the homie, Sun, 1 HP, and the Dream survives to live the tail of the tail. But this has forced Watch the homies to give a lot of ground. Izumi. The picks are all completely on point here, Billy. And what really is the components of UwUWatch's success so far?
I think it's their target focusing. Like they're making sure like Cyanide can't get those free peaks and get those free damage in. And Cyanide's honestly playing very scared right now. Because he's been staying on the high ground, he hasn't been flying up in the air, and it's just allowing the DPS on UwUWatch to just take control. Getting those free picks.
I'm just gonna say, this is probably match of the week so far. Like, not just match of the week, match of the month, honestly. We started this thing off in April. It's the first point taken by Team UwUWatch. But this is the one match that you should be showing to anyone who's curious about the New Wave Invitationals by this point. We had some really strong contests. We had some really amazing second round action. And also we've had some really funny scene lines and moments. It's a good mixed match of everything the PH scene has to offer in this matchup between UwUWatch and Watch the homies. And the height is not over yet. We still have a map number 4 regardless of the results. But Cyanide with the flank. Good notice. No, never mind. Back to nuts. Duplication is available. Turns into that Diva round right here right now from Cyanide. Dragon Strike is there. And there's gonna be a contest here now from Elixirine. Freak is desperate trying to get that bomb on in the back line. Gets back into Baby Diva mode. Gonna get that comeback immediately. And squishes it box with a little bit of Cyanide. Abby taking a nap. Oh my god, so much action on every single part of the map. And Zumi is gonna be there, holding on up. There we go with the charge. The fire grenade absolutely huge on both sides. Elixirine and Ultima Mako, big members, big nades, big components of the success. But Izumi with a final self-destruct to say goodbye to this push. And that is Washed Up Homies defending after getting the cascade on at the last parts of that overtime.
I honestly thought that was UwUWatch's fight right there, but as the fight was happening after they got the big shatter, the big dragon strike, and the big charge onto the two tanks, Inuyorisu just went for the backline trying to whack the Mercy. And the thing you don't want to do as a Rahan is try to whack a Mercy when she has a team that she can just fly to. Like, he spent almost the whole after he got that big shatter and he got that kill on the Zarya, he spent that whole time trying to get the Mercy, which was very unfortunate.
Man. Whack the Mercy sounds like a game, like an arcade game. You know.
Yeah.
It's like
one of the biggest targets that you want to avoid trying to kill is really a Mercy and a Lucio, because you know, good luck trying to kill a Lucio that can just boop you and speed boost away, and a Mercy that can just fly to her teammates. Or in the round, the Ambi was just on payload, just getting those free left clicks in, because there was no Reinhardt to just challenge him in terms of, you know, left click damage.
Exciting. What an exciting time. But is this gonna be the right call here for UwUWatch? What do you think about
Pirate
this?
ship.
Wait,
this is a semi-pirate ship though.
They're on the defense. I don't think you'll.
But they're gonna be giving them free push though.
Yeah, this is like the positioning right now for the Bastion.
They're giving
I feel
them first corner for free.
Entrance of
Yeah.
alleyway. Those are big deals, honestly, guys. You don't.
This
think
all in. This is all in.
you
They
think
lose
that
this
it's
fight,
not a big
they
deal,
give away
right?
first.
Right, Billy? Like, as a first-time player, you would think this is not a big deal. It's okay, you can fight here. But this is basically the contest times on your side. If you lose this fight here and now, then you will have no
Basically
other
give up
contests.
first point.
Exactly. And
And you're relying completely on your Orisa shield. The Bastion is against a Pharah. I'm not sure the Bastion can feel safe or behind a Orisa shield. Look, the shield's already destroyed.
I'm very scared to
And
see
they
what
already
Freak
committed
is
the
up to.
lamp.
Oh, Legend
Oh, but they
does
get-
get the kill. That's easy
Oh,
kills here and now for the Bastion. Really tearing things apart. Freak in behind. That's a Genji trying to go for the brawl, but it really is just gonna be Monkey in the middle. Freak does get a lot of ult charge along the way, but it's still not gonna be enough. UwUWatch defending here and now. It seems like this little crevice up on top of the second floor working out good for them, and I've seen them play the Bastion comp before. Remember in their matchup against Override, I believe, they did have some success on Volskaya. Seems like so far so good here for the blue hat
Another
side.
pick. Yes, I love this McCree pick. This is a good pick because look at the McCree's position. In case that the Genji or the Pharah would think that they could get the free damage for free, no, the McCree's there to make sure that he can punish those white peaks that the Pharah or Genji would try to do. Look, he's playing there, playing an off angle.
What an off
But
angle.
I don't
Look,
think he should stay that far though. He's very far.
This is so far. He's just like,
So far.
dude, I think he decided, okay, my team can handle this. I can go on a stroll, just enjoy the beauty of Venice in the first place.
Oh,
But they need to be careful. Cyanide with a flank,
Oh,
and a bigger one has to be this blade from Freak. He whips it down, goes for the eye field first, doesn't get the nano boost though, but he does cut that Elixirine, and Jack is like, hello, what are you doing there in front of me? I'm gonna take you down. Cyanide though, still with the focus fire, but here comes the bomb, here comes the Deadeye, does take care of one apiece. So UwUWatch holding steadfast, getting the kills that they need, and Washed Up Homies, you are not prepared for this. This is not the hunt that you've been taking care of, but Cyanide has said he will cast a barrage raining down below and from up above high heavens. Elixirine gonna be looking to play the DPS this time, gonna be a hit scan here and now. Jack though has to set on up, but this Bastion getting hampered heavily by Freak, and without the Batiste beside him, this is all about Jack right now, getting a top up one. Attack mode is available, but UwUWatch is not in position whatsoever.
That was a good play by Cyanide. They're getting the boop on both the Bat and the Orisa, catching both of them by surprise and actually getting the lamp cast very early. And it wasn't even in a good position because it was just put out in the middle of the map.
Oh no, the
That was a
Cyanide.
big play by Cyanide right there.
Big plays for both sides, but Washed Up Homies now has to deal with Bastion into the front line. They're gonna go for the blade instead. Shatter not connecting onto the Diva, and Jack the first to fall. Way too vicious in the front line. Elixir though with the counter kill. Grab the surge onto inbox as well, and Sun making sure that this one is gonna count. Still though, UwUWatch cannot lose all their members. They have to back on that. They have to stay alive. What a pin there from the Reinhardt. And here comes the Supercharger now set on up. Freak assassinate to having ball in behind. Here comes the tracking, but the Swift Strike reset is there. And UwUWatch in a bad spot. Matrix is behind the Orisa. Not the best place to be in that scenario. The Batiste trying to get things done. Inbox right now going over to the Tracer, but still advantage here for Washed Up Homies. Frags on the board already. Stun connecting, taking care of the Baby Diva. Here comes the blade in hand. Nano Boost onto the Reinhardt as well. Ambi saying, I can get Nano Boosted too, and I can do one better. I can be the one to get this push on. And Washed Up Homies secures a match point.
Victory.
I'd say the biggest hero of that last round was obviously Freak. Got 3 Dragon Blades in the course of the whole overtime,
Play of
the
game.
whole overtime point in the last round. One
He
Dragon
does
Blade
get-
after the other, making sure he gets value. He does not
does
need the
get
Dragon,
Pochi.
the Nano Boost.
Look at this Pochi. Just another impressive affair there for Freak. Strong debut. Honestly, I gotta say strong debut from every single new player. Strong debut from Jack. He showed so much clutch, especially on King's Row. Izumi Izagiri, after a rocky start on the Roadhog, he has been so
Diva's good.
flexible. The
Diva's
Diva's
great.
really good. And well, Freak is an absolute freak show, really showing them up. And I feel like these additions have really helped both of these teams to be so even. This has been such an even matchup. And in the end, it really just goes to show that UwUWatch is a little behind in terms of that game knowledge, because it's just heartbreaking to see them lose because of some small things. C9s, mispositions, mistimings on the
Those
rotations
matrices.
and the matrices, and no, like the whole when to reset and when to not kind of deal. That's the only thing that's hurting them from really taking
Other
a
than
map.
that, it's even. It's
It's so
honestly very
even.
even.
But I guess that is match point though taken by Washed Up Homies, but we will still see a map number 4. So UwUWatch, even though they have lost this match, they are still not out of this. They might be able to get a map back from the side of Washed Up Homies. And we have seen Washed Up Homies really give up that map for many times, so it might be good on them to really instill some discipline and figure out to finish out this whole 4 map affair. But that was another 5-4 victory to Washed Up Homies. Escorts on Rialto, really going the long haul. And what an impressive showdown there from our 2 sides. But UwUWatch does get the assault pick, and then Washed Up is side. Wow. What do you think was the defining factor of like each round, Billy? Like each part of the fights? Like what moment each you can remember from each round of Rialto?
I think like I like the start who watch every round. Like they know the targets they need to focus down. But the problem is when you focus down one target, the other one steps up to the plate. Like you saw at the first round, Cyan they focused Cyanide. They made sure they wanted to shut down the Pharah. But then you see Freak going into the Genji, getting the Dragon Blade instantly after the first fight, and just which caused their snowball. And then you see in the second round wherein you see the big whoopsie daisy by Watch the Homies when they used all 5 ultimates, and it just shows that UwUWatch can benefit from that and just snowball their way all the way to third point.
Yeah, just so many wow money, so many funny moments. But in that second round, well, such a solid push there from
What a game!
UwUWatch. Like what a game! They were able to punish the Pharah Genji, and they were able to make things happen overall with their comp, and then onto the defense. That Bastion looking good, but I feel like just some mistimings there from UwUWatch, Elixirine, and we did see the Bastion trying to play into the front line. Amp Matrix's timings were good, but positioning wasn't. And the
They have
4v6
good ideas.
scenario. Yeah, the good
UwUWatch have
ideas.
good ideas. It's just a little bit on the execution, but their ideas are very good against Watch the Homies. Like they keep catching them by surprise every single time. Like they don't know how to.
Go ahead.
They don't know how to
finish
count. They usually like don't know how to like the Bastion. It took them pretty much half their time before they actually decided like, okay, guys, wait for me. Cyanide, just let Cyanide go for the boop, and then we'll just catch them by surprise, and hopefully we can just snowball from there.
I really think for UwUWatch, it would be so helpful to have them external help for them. Because from what I've been watching, I think UwUWatch has the highest potential to be really great. But they are their own worst enemies. Like, from the other teams, you can really see more stability. You can really see less of these rookie mistakes. And that's the thing. These are rookie mistakes. These are amateur mistakes being done by UwUWatch. And if they can clean that up, if they get to the same level of game knowledge and game sense to the other teams, they might really be a powerhouse to be reckoned with into the future here in the New Wave Invitationals. And I really, really think that there's a lot of potential from these two teams, but especially from UwUWatch, because we already know Washed Up Homies is on the high end. We already know that they are a strong team, so that's already established. But for UwUWatch, we put them basically in the middle of the pack, but it seems like they are really just a few
They're stepping up.
more inches. Yeah, they're stepping up so hard, Billy, and well, UwUWatch.
They're saying, guys,
Yeah.
we are here. We are not to be what do you call this? To be counted out.
Yeah,
We can put up a fight.
Yeah, they have.
We're not gonna be the team wherein you think that you can snowball through each map, but no, we will fight you to the death. That's the vibe I'm getting from UwUWatch, honestly.
What's a vibe check? But we are gonna get a map number 4, guys. We are not done yet. Don't worry about that. Victory may go over to Washed Up Homies in terms of that match, but it is still a potential map to be taken here by UwUWatch. 5-4 on both Kingzone and Rialto. What a showdown so far. But hey, it's time to move into Volskaya Industries, and Philippine history has shown Volskaya Industries is the map that should get a second round of action. So if you
I want to see Horizon.
Oh no. Like if you remember the Pugs, right, as we move on into Volskaya, the thing about it is I think it's like a 60% chance to make it to the second round. And that's a high marker to go again into a map. But hey, it's time to move into those Siberian ways. It's time to see what's gonna be in
Mother
store
Russia.
here. For Mother Russia indeed, and the loving bosom of the great nation here and now from the hammer and the sickle will work into some industry, and let's get some purity on here on Volskaya Industries.
I'm interested to see if whether or not UwUWatch will go with their standard comp or they'll go for the run and gun. While I want to see if this is also honestly a far map. First point, it's a far map.
Ready for battle.
I want to see if Cyanide will still play as Farah, knowing that UwUWatch will always want to counter it, and let's see if he'll try to flex into a different character, or he's still gonna try and play his Farah, because I know that Blue said a while ago they want their comfort picks, they want stability. I want to see if they'll try to go away from their comfort zone and play different heroes.
Yeah, and I just want to mention real quick from Mr. Statman Rebirth, since we had so many additions, we didn't really see too much of the stats we got. But something to note here for the support lines from the two. Ambi as well as Sun, rather tank line rather. Ambi and Sun very even on terms of that tank. There was a little bit of a sample early on with Ambi playing the tank, especially on this map. And with just that small playtime, he had a pretty even scoreline with Sun and Yusu just a little ahead as well. So they're in the same ballpark, around 19 to 21 in terms of its average eliminations per 10 minutes. It really goes to show such an even matchup in that front line. On the support line as well, it is very close between many of them. Elixirine and Ultima Mako, such a big deal. All about that healing right here, right now. The defense still holding with the Torbjorn and the Ashe.
I like this for pick.
Yeah, before I just round things up, it's like such a big healing department though from Mako. He's able to have up to 14k to that most healing. So it really goes to show a lot of stats going a whole way there for the side of team Washed Up Homies. But yeah, I do wanna thank the Rebirth for all those stats. I think next time we might be able to whip out a screen for all those stats to begin with before we move on into other things. There's a quick little mention here and there, and I like the template. If he's listening to right now, I like the template. I like that we can use this into the near future. But let's talk about the game. A mid already in. The Torbjorn and the Ashe getting some value. And what's been going on, Billy? Why has Washed Up Homies really struggled in this fight?
Because the thing is, like, basically when you have a Torp turret, it's like playing a 6v7. Because the Torp turret will do so much damage if you don't pay attention to it. Because look, he's already at 70%.
But
with the Torp not actually doing any damage, honestly coming from Mr. Rip. That's all the Torp's been doing right now is trying to look for the Tracer.
It's just tracking like perfect, but eventually though, Washed Up Homies does get the dive. Ambi with a perfect initiation on the objective, and eventually things fall apart here for UwUWatch. They get to push for the side of the attack. It's Washed Up Homies now on the objective, but look at all that damage on the side of Jack. 1.8k, lots of dynamic value, and he is gonna get a bomb ready to go to try and defend this one.
Interesting to see that they're going for the full hook combo, as we talked about before the match even started. Very interesting to see, because against dive comp, full hook is not very potent. because you know the diva will try to eat those Orisa pulls, while the Winston will try to bubble whoever, Roadhog will try to hook.
Exactly. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how this one pans out. Does the self-destruct in the middle does get two? Washed Up Homies gets the big bomb on Molten Corridor on the floor, and it's bomb time here from Jack. He's just easy tracking here, and now it's an aimbot and a half in position. Sleep tight, though. Good night, Lizard Bob. Sleep tight. Don't let the did Invox whip out the hammer? Did he really just do that? Went for a hammer kill, and then it doesn't pan out. But in Inoue Ryusu, we have been waiting for the recompense and the return of Inoue Ryusu Ball. Nano Ball even. Not really the most useful thing in the world, but it does keep you alive. Beautiful poop right here, right now. Onto the objective we go. And here comes the Dragon Blade though from Freak in the back line, but still a strong, hefty front line out in front. Freak though rampaging again. Getting 3 cuts on the board. Good cancels here and there with the animation. 2 Happy Ball gonna go on down. And of course the lone survivor has to be Inoue Ryusu, but he will fall on over. What a decimation there from Freak. Really cutting down every other opponent in behind. Izumi trying to make it there. Here comes the contest right now on to the point. And who's that gonna be? That's the corpse of Elixirine. 2 Happy Ball going on down. And that is gonna be a full capture here for Washed Up Homies with 3:40 on the clock.
So yeah, the Diva Bomb did so much because everyone thought they'd be safe behind the Orisa shield, but you know, that shield will not survive that long with 900 damage against a dive comp wherein there's Diva Rockets, Tracer Pulse Pistols, and the Genji Shuriken. So, you know, they thought they'd be safe behind the shield, but no, they'll all just die when the shield goes down. So that's what happened.
Goodbye, and good riddance, says Washed Up Homies. They get the push onto the objective, and it was really close. And Inoue Ryusu Ball coming on back in full force, really stalling for so long, even after everyone else was dead in the back line. Like, you'd see
He did so much work.
Destroy everyone, and the small little glimpse we got of Inoue Ryusu Ball, you know, really paying off. But is it finally time to see this? I want to see UwUWatch play that aggressive dive.
Oh, please play ball.
I don't want to see him play aggressive dive. Honestly, I want to see Izumi on the Winston or the Diva, just to support Inoue Ryusu. I like this composition right now. They can play, the McCree. The Reaper works too. They can play something with the Pharah. I think this is a pretty fun comp. I'd love to see it. I think the Tracer or the Genji. No, the Tracer only. The Tracer might be a good pick here for UwUWatch if they do play something like that. But come on, Inoue Ryusu.
I think they're playing the Reaper. I think they're playing the Reaper so that they can let both the Reaper and the Hog face tank while they let Ryusu do his thing at the back line.
Yeah, exactly.
And hopefully let Blocks get that free damage in.
I do agree. I do agree on that, Mr. Billy, because the Reaper has a lot of sustain and able to stay alive for so many situations. But they are gonna see that ball. We are gonna see that hog. Ball hog. Not really the best thing in the world, but hey, we'll see if it really is just gonna be. It's like a little bit of a solo queue being brought into a team setting. You have your Inoue Ryusu being really pesky, buying space for Izumi and Jack as well.
Ryusu's causing so much chaos.
Yeah, all about DPS right now on the side of UwUWatch. But Freak will play the Doomfist onto the objective. Inoue Ryusu now getting punched on the way. Here comes the hook catching out Freak. And that is just the beauty of the Roadhog, making opportunities for himself. And that is the first frag there. Slow push here now from UwUWatch playing on that low ground. But Cyanide gonna get 3 shots up on the second floor.
Yeah, their fire is afraid of flying up. Invox is very afraid because Cyanide's up there in high ground. And now he decides to focus him down. But the thing is though, honestly, when you jump on top of a McCree compared to a soldier, it's easier to kill a McCree. Because McCree, if he misses those 2 shots, he's pretty much good as dead. The soldier has like, you know, that 25 clip wherein he can just, even if he misses like 2 or 3 shots, he can still kill you.
He can also run around, Mr. Billy. He can also run around, and he can also heal himself.
And he has that healing pod.
Yes, the Yachting Field, very potent to keep him alive. It really is a little bit of some R&R there for the Soldier 76. You know, he came out of retirement, guys, so he needs a little bit of a break from time to time. But anyway, onto the objective, we potentially go.
Freak not playing Echo though.
Echo flying on the round, and it's the Pharah versus the Echo, and I feel like the Echo does have the advantage in a scenario like that, but the Pharah Mercy will keep the sustain on.
Deleted.
It's time for Jack to move to the point. Nano boosted Reaper, so pesky. Who cares about the Gravdon Surge? I can raid form out of that one, but Inoue Ryusu, I feel like he has to be pooping people into the Reaper rather than away, and Cyanide instead taking advantage. Does get 2 kills all on the way. Freak right now still flying on the round. The Echo do not really get too much of an impact, but as I say that, it seems like Freak has heard me, gets the kill onto Elixirine. Here comes Izumi as well as Inoue Ryusu facing off against Cyanide. Can they get the kill? Pile driver to get the smush on, and that is a bug on a windshield scenario. UwUWatch eventually making it to that first point. Come on, guys. Don't make me look like a fool.
Stepping up.
Yes. Izumi and Inoryusu,
Tense
man.
game.
It's very interesting. Like Inoryusu has to be careful though. We notice him boop people away from Jack.
The Reaper.
And that's not how this game works. The Reaper does not get stronger from range. He gets stronger when he gets close. But look at that rotation from Inoryusu. Says, hello, Mr. Cyanide. What you doing here? I'm gonna boop you away from this high ground. Thank you very much. And so
No one on the team can mess with Inoryusu at this point. Like literally no one.
It's a free show
No
here
one can
from
get
Inoa.
that burst.
Cyanide is just getting moved around. It's funny to see Cyanide. He's just like a billiard board right now, Billy. But oh, Jack! Death Blossom onto the point. Freak is like, hey, I'm gonna turn into you, but immediately turns back. Rock Branch now from Inbox. Quick execution here from UwUWatch, but what a shatter there from Ambi. A saving grace, a parting shot there, and then will it be enough though? The Reaper getting on the board. Cyanide hooked up. What a shot there from Izumi. What a combination. And washed up homies. No way to contest anymore. Can they get the touch on with Zarya? Yes, they do. Here comes Sun, but he's gonna look like an input instead. Inbox now 2 frags on the board. Ambi onto the corner trying to sustain, but the Reaper is like, hello, sir. Would you like a little bit of the shotgun, sir? Thank you very much, sir. I will take that point. And again, look at that. 2 time backs, so similar. Another round coming our way here on Volskaya Industries.
Just as we were belittling the Roadhog a bit there, he steps up. He shows that, hey, I want to play Roadhog. I will get kills. I will get hooked. I will do so much for my team. You know, stepping up, making sure that his Roadhog pick is actually viable for his team.
It worked out for
Very
them. They were able
impressive
to
play there
punish.
by Izumi.
Yes, sir. But you know who is the most impressive part of this arsenal? It has to be Inoryusu playing the Wrecking Ball. The Wrecking Ball is very, very important in playing that aggressive dive, and he has really been showing on up multiple times. And seems like
This is
he
what
wants
we
his
were
thing.
talking about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, indeed. Oh no, though. It's time for the fun to end, and it's time to put a little bit of an asterisk onto this game. Because
Hey guys, we play Bastion 2.
yes, sir, Cyanide is gonna be on that Bastion, and you know Ryusu is gonna have a pretty terrible time if he doesn't get the boop. That's for sure. He needs to time the shields right. If he doesn't get it at the proper moment, he will get torn apart by that Bastion and those bullets.
And the Mei is there to make sure that they wall him off and punish him for those rotations if he's not careful.
It's
But I'm
so-
pretty sure that's why they picked the Mei. To mess with injuries. Oh my gosh.
That's a
Never
big
mind.
hit. Ult the Mako down. No more second
Double
life.
hit.
No
Cyanide
more
jumps down.
immortality field. And then Cyanide in a bad spot as well. And over Ryusu trying to get something done while he's in recon mode, but it's not gonna happen. UwUWatch right now going for the boost, but Cyanide still getting the damage
Right.
there. It's a really awkward rotation here for UwUWatch, and they kind of just throw away their opening pick.
Advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Highly unfortunate. It's you know it's that's it. That's the show.
Wait,
and
how did it fail? What? The Mercy
reset,
fell.
reset, bro. Do
No,
you
but
not
the
know?
Jack's still there.
But he's stuck behind. It's a stagger right there for Jack. He does get rid of the Cyanide. It has a big pick off, but Blue is on that Mercy, gets the res, and Mako goes over to Lucio. Okay, first things first. I do want to slow things down just a little bit, Billy. A lot of questionable things. Sleep Dart connects onto Ultimate Mako. They're playing Mercy Lucio with a Bastion, which is probably one of the worst compositions you can run with a Bastion to begin with. But at the same time, while UwUWatch messing up that push, they couldn't find where to go on. They didn't have the focus fire onto the Bastion itself, and that's the big thing we've noticed. These are really the small little mistakes that UwUWatch is making that is costing them rounds, costing them time, and costing them these games. But hey, here comes Inoryusu again with the pile driver. He's close to the mines already. As soon as he gets that inside is just gonna be a graveyard of the red hand side. First tick now taken. Inoryusu desperate to get in the way and get in position to slowly but surely put the mines into the front line. There we go with the charge. What a pin! But Elixirine gets the frag along the way. Jack with the Death Blossom, and it has been Team UwUWatch making things happen. Ambido back into the fold. He's just gonna live just to die. Flew with the resurrection, saying, "Hey, you want to come back just to die, sir?" And that is gonna be the show.
That was a great retake though by UwUWatch, making sure that they learn from mistake, making sure that their positions were right, and making sure that they trap washed up homies inside that mega health room. Because with the Mercy Lucio, they can't peek out because they're gonna die. They don't have enough healing to sustain them. Because the Mercy is obviously gonna be on that Bastion the whole time.
Absolutely, but keep an eye out on Inbox. He has the barrage available. Sun using the thrusters early, and there you go. UwUWatch taking advantage. Good notice there from Inbox, letting it rip, but the bomb gonna be in position onto that objective. Now kill onto the Baby Diva gonna be huge. They get it, courtesy of Jack, and this is looking like UwUWatch wants to get a second capture here and now on the second pair. Overtime ticking on down. Here comes the Blizzard though, set up by Freak. Inbox Azumi on the board, and that is just gonna be a second tick taken. Overtime still ticking on down. Inbox with a few shots here and there. Here comes Flu getting in position. That's gonna be an Ambi Sun working together with the Ryan and the Orisa, and a Sand Barrier to beat from Ultimo Mako. Big brawl composition actually, but it's just not enough in the face of the Reaper. And with no time in the bank, UwUWatch gonna be able to finish that one up again. 4-2 right now, and this has to be a full capture.
4-2.
That was a great attack by UwUWatch there. The second point, they just snowballed their way through and just capped it for free. Because they kept getting pick after pick after pick, and you know, messing up the respawn timers of each team member in the side of Washed Up. Like once the Fire gets a pick, the ball just rolls in, messes up the positioning of everyone on the team, and the Fire just keeps getting free damage hits one after the other, and just gets barrage. And you know, the Sun was not able to react in time, and the Fire just got the barrage off. All the rockets hit the Reinhardt shield and just, you know, obliterated it, and he just melted after that.
I just want to say this. This is my favorite match ever. Invitationals, my favorite match. Like Nepal had a glimpse, but I didn't expect it to come all the way to this. Like
For
the
me,
only
it's
thing.
this and
Yeah.
King's
What?
Row. This and the King's Row match.
No, I mean like as a whole match, like overall, 4 maps of absolute fun, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so close, dude. You can't count anyone out.
Dude. If
Anyone out.
only,
Like each member is stepping up. Honestly,
I just want to say this: if only UwUWatch is able to take a map away and take
wanna
this
get this to
one,
reach
and then a
map
map
five.
number 5, that would have been perfect. But you know, we can have our cake pass. Sorry, that's the cakes. But we don't get the icing, I guess. You know, it's fine. It's okay. It's not the biggest
another
deal.
pick by Inbox at the start of the game.
Inbox. Andrew Fragger. This is gonna be jokes over. Everyone is dead. Ultimako going down. Cyanide gonna be playing that McCree right now. Freak on the Genji. But they don't have the blade in hand. And this is a very awkward composition. Watch the homies. They're playing a dive with the Mercy and the Moira. And I do not like this one bit. It is gonna be very difficult to really chase after.
They're
Anyone
playing a
who's going to
hybrid.
machines.
Honestly, they're playing a hybrid of dive, wherein their tanks are dive, but their support and DPS are pretty much the
opposite. It's like half
yeah,
and
the
half.
opposite.
It's a half and half, but unlike Tim Hortons, it isn't the most, you know, the most sustainable thing. And because of that,
Iniurisu just denied the mega health back of Cyanide there.
that's highly unfortunate. But
He
here we
yoinked
go
it.
right now. Wait the brawl again. Jack trying to get the shots on. We do see Izumi going for the hyperspheres as well. And that is the Winston looking to sustain and survive. UwUWatch though losing out on that Sigma. But the damage has already been done. Oh my god, Ambi still gets both the bits.
Iniurisu stepping up.
Look, Freak even landed on a mine by this point, but still UwUWatch is in this fight thanks to that Wrecking Ball, whereas Lixerine though wants to get the sidelines. Sleep Dart now doesn't connect. This has to be a pick on the Cyanide to really keep these things alive. And Inoriusu on the corner instead, staying by the Ana. Fire Grenade, where did it actually go? Inoriusu not communicating well there, gets Flashbang right now, gets the shields in time. And this can be UwUWatch just sacrificing their lives for the point. If you guys don't remember 2CP, a Cyanide gets a big one, we'll be able to get 2. You get 2 seconds of spawn as soon as the first one gets taken on the defensive end. So it doesn't matter, you're gonna be able to come on back in full force here for UwUWatch. No snowball whatsoever, because it's really the whole team ready to go already.
That's a very long fight, and now this is gonna be pretty much a one fight, all in play right here.
Cold Blade.
Watch the homie.
And even Primal Rage, 3 steps to try and get this one done. Freak with 2 slashes on the board, and Washed Up homies looking to secure this point as well. They do see Izumi though out in front. Ambi gonna get the frag onto Lexerine. Here goes the bomb though on the Sunside, and still not gonna get any casualties. Izumi though with a hook takes care of Freak onto the back line. Inoriusu staying on that Wrecking Ball. Here comes the Rocket Barrage making it rain. Inbox trying to get the damage there. Gets the D-Max tracking on point here from Jack, and it's time for High Noon. Cyanide trying to make things happen. Gets 2 frags on the board. Sun even with a kill on that Baby Diva. Turns around though, Elixirine does, and gets another frag on the board. The boy right now, a sliver of HP. Cyanide fragging on out, and this has turned into the Cowboy Bebop show. It's the McCree with the Peacekeeper. 2 ticks now taken, but still a chance here and now for UwUWatch. Flashbang into the tactical visor, but Izumi taking advantage, gets a whole hog instead. Here comes Inbox though, coming on over yet again in Uwuwatch right now. Mines are there, mine indeed. Pile driver now onto the corner. Ambi still looking to stay alive. That's gonna be the Beyond grenade connecting onto the Winston, and it's tough times here for Ambi. He can't stay on. He doesn't have the round range. Will get the health back instead.
Don't want to give up.
They are still
UwUwatch
looking for this. They're hungry for that map victory here, Billy, and they are gonna do everything and anything they can to try and get things done. Break the with the blade, looking to dash the
Response are coming in
trees.
for UwUwatch though.
And Ryusu is still there, and he has survived the long haul. Inbox right now, still staying on. Freak out of the blade, and this is gonna be the tank line in position. It's UwUwatch taking a map at the tail, and they have done a map victory in the closest of margins. And we are done with this series, a 3-1 victory in favor of the side of Washed Up Homies. But UwUwatch gonna be taking a little bit of that cherry on top, and we'll take that map number 4 in such a close affair all throughout this series.
Yeah, that defense was purely because of Inurisu staying alive, making sure he never died, making sure that he keeps touching that point, making sure that the point is never fully capped. Like, he did so much to stay alive. He kept doing drive-bys, he kept doing pile driver interrupts onto the Ana, making sure that she doesn't get those heals in. Very well played there by Inurisu.
Very well played by absolutely everyone in this series, and a 3-1 victory for the side of Washed Up Homies. Very, very well played overall there. Even my cat was watching the whole thing, and then now it's done. He's like, okay, let me out of this room. No, he was like, let me out of this room. I'm done. The series is done. And that was absolutely amazing. Thank you to both these teams.
Best match of the month.
Best match of the month. April MVP has to be Washed Up Homies versus the side of UwUwatch. It's a 3-1 victory, but that was honestly as close as it could get. And just before we take a little break to get someone in to our interview, it's UwUwatch with a last minute win 4-3 on the assault type. And oh my god, Billy, what really was the defining factor for that victory? And I think we are already on the same page on that. Does it start with
Inurisu ball.
Inurisu ball and ends with
Inurisu ball.
Inurisu ball. Even my cat's like, Inurisu ball. And that is a new meow from the cat. So I'm just gonna let it out. And in the meantime, though, we will be right back. We'll get an interview going. Stick around, though. The new Wave Invitationals, we still got a post game with one of the members of Washed Up Homies. So welcome back, ladies and gents, and here we have the freak of nature himself, Freak, gonna be in our interview, really stepping on up on the DPS department, and well played to watch the homies taking that one by storm with a 3-1 victory. How you doing, Freak, and how was the match for you?
Well, it's good to be back. I quit Overwatch for a month, and I only came back today actually, and I actually didn't have much time to warm up or anything because I'm just the reserve player. But when I was playing with the team, it's good to be back. Yeah, fun times.
It's been amazing, and I really see the chemistry between you and Cyanide going such a long way. So, how did it feel to be playing in an environment like this with the Wash Up Homie Squadron? How did it really come to you? How did you get involved in something like this in the first place?
Oh, well, I was able to meet Ambi through one of my old friends, and then from then on, we just started queuing up together, and then he invited me to his group of friends, and from then on, we just made a team. I think that's how it went.
Yeah, it was an amazing, amazing time, and Wash Up
Yeah.
Homies really stepping on up, and I really feel like Freak here filling up such a big hole in the Watch Up Homie squad. They really struggled without a second DPS. Ambi doing an admirable job on the bay, but that's pretty much it. How did it really come to when working with a Cyanide into matches? Was it just a simple fit, or did it take a little work to really get things going?
Um. Well, like a month ago, our team would practice together, but then, yeah, but because I quit, I don't know. And then when I came back, it all just came together. There was just chemistry and synergy going on, and I don't know, it just clicked. Everything just happened to work out for the best.
It's
Yeah.
really, really cool. So that match was very, very close. That's for sure. How
Yeah,
did
that
it
was a
feel?
close match.
How did it feel like going through all those matches, especially those last three? Kings Row, Rialto, and Volskaya Industries going the long haul. How was it being on the field for those games?
Um, Honestly, it was pretty fun. Like winning and even losing, it gave our team like it showed us our weak points and stuff we needed to improve on, and we just couldn't adapt to the enemies like Reaper and Wrecking Ball and Volskaya Industries. And honestly, that's okay. Um, at the end, we all just enjoyed and have fun, and everyone was like laughing in there and just enjoying the game. And honestly, that's all that matters. So I had so much fun playing with my team.
I'm glad you had a lot of fun. Now, I
Yeah.
do have a question though. In terms of just seeing those matches unfold, what do you guys think? What was the edge you guys had basically against your opponent? What allowed you to take those clutch victories on Kings Row and Rialto, especially? What was the factor that potentially your opponent can build on, or you guys can still work on to be more decisive in the first place?
Uh, what? So what do you? What? Sorry, could you repeat the question?
It's just basically, what do you think allowed you to take those wins over your opponent, because it was very, very close? What was the small little edge you had against your opponent?
Honestly, if you would listen to our comms, everyone was just good vibes. Everyone was just having fun, and everyone was communicating. And um, I guess yeah, everyone was just talking, and I guess that's about it. And we would just trust each other and everything.
That's
And
fine.
yeah,
That's nice. That's nice having that communication, having that trust. How about you,
yeah.
Mr. Billy? You have any questions, especially about certain instances that happened in the games? Those objectives.
But
Those objectives.
let's go back to Real. What was the deal with those? That ult usage there in that round two second point last fight. Like what were you guys thinking in your minds? Like you pop
Oh,
the High Noon, you pop the Shatter, you pop the Nano Genji, you pop the
And
Grav last minute on one
oh,
target.
we were just laughing, dude. Like it was funny. Like we were like, oh no, what's
Was the
happening?
Grav intentional?
I feel like it.
Honestly, I have no idea. We about it.
Was it like, oh, I press Grav? Or
Um,
no, we have to power play. Do a power play.
I think
I
it
grew up.
was unintentional. Like we didn't mean to use all 6 of our, but it was we just ended up laughing about it. It's all
we
cool.
we had a laugh too. We had a hearty laugh about it too. But it was such a solid series overall. I cannot really
Yeah.
have any other words for it. It went it went to 2 rounds basically on 3 different maps. It went down to the wire in many of them, and many different compositions run by yours and their team. So fitting in again with the roster, what do you feel is like the best fit for you? What's your best role right now as a DPS? What are really the heroes you're looking to work on even more, or keep on playing rather into the rest of the New Wave Invitationals?
Um. Honestly, I'm a very flexible DPS, and so is Cyanide, which is why like if one of us are underperforming as the hit scan, like one of us could change, and we're both Cyanide and I are very flexible, and that's what's good about it. So there isn't really one main hero that I'm focusing on. I'm just yeah, we're just being flexible and trying to adapt with each other. Yeah,
And
that's how
that
our team chemistry is working.
I like it. I like it. It's a very subtle but also very nuanced interview right here. It's very straight to the points, and for me, I feel like Freak really fitting in as well as working really well with this team. If I remember correctly, you were supposed to play from the very first time the Washed Up Homies
Yeah.
squadron was confirmed. But what happened to you? Just so you know, no need to go into deep detail. But what happened and what
Oh
made
no,
you
it's
basically
okay.
change your mind?
So I quit CS:GO for I mean CS:GO. I quit Overwatch for a month because I had a tournament in CS:GO. The
Mm,
prize pool was like 15,000 pesos.
not bad.
So I couldn't, I wouldn't miss on that. But then I ended up winning at the tournament, and it actually just ended yesterday. So right
Ooh.
now yeah, today I'm back with my team, and apparently they needed a sub because I heard that loan was banned, so I took it.
Yeah, and I feel
Yeah.
like
So
you're such a good fit, man. Yeah,
Pedo.
go ahead.
yeah, that's why I'm here today, and like honestly, I didn't play like this is my first time playing in a month. So I'm like pretty I'm 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 really enjoying everything right now. You know what I mean?
I'm stoked. That's
Yeah.
actually stoking because if this is your first match in, well, you can pretty much go even better and better. Especially, since I saw you playing that Echo and you're just trying to get a feel for things, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
once you learn that stuff, then you and Cyanide can really fly into those skies. But thank you, Mr. Freak. But before you go, if you want to shout out anyone or everyone in the chat, feel free to do so. Anyone you want or any socials you want to plug, go ahead.
I just want to shout out my teammates in Washed Up Homies and those streaming. I think Blue is a streamer, so check out her page. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Freak. Thank you for your time. And it's time to wrap things up, ladies and gents. Y'all in the chat, y'all in the Discord can hop on that now. And it was an amazing session to say the least. But hey, Mr. Billy, what do you think about our maps? Let's go back again into those maps right there, right then. And 3-2-1 victory. What really was the best map for you and why?
I feel for me the best map was well, C9 aside, I feel it was the King's Row map. If not the King's Row map, I think the close second or the good contender for the best map would also be the Volskaya. Because both teams did so well, wherein you could see how much each UwUWatch would adapt to the play style of washed up homies and bring out new comp and try their best at winning out in terms of ensuing chaos and getting those picks by get with their Farah and their wrecking ball.
Exactly. Exactamundo. And I'm just happy though that we eventually got no Ball and they won with it. So maybe they
Wink,
should
wink.
play ball more. You know what other team is successful with Wrecking Ball? that team all the way up on top of the standings, that's for sure. That's Wamanagi with a 3-0. But let's look at those standings as we have been talking about. So it's now second place here for the side of Washed Up Homies. They will take the 2-1 just behind Wamanagi 2.0 with the 3-0. Cakes and be in third with the 1-0. Still need to catch up though on the games. And now it's UwUWatch, Ube as well as Overbex with the 1-1 and last place. I believe that is a little bit of a typo there, but it is we do have Meme Cord having the 1-2. They're tied with Overbeck, so it's a little mistake there. I'll fix that up real quick. But here go with the results instead for tonight. 4-0 on Cakes versus Ube, 3-1 on Washed Up Homies versus UwUWatch. And between those two matches, Mr. Billy, which one did you really enjoy?
I mean, both matches, but I gotta give my tip my hat off to the match that just happened right now, the UwUWatch versus the Washed Up, because that was one of the closest matches that I'd say we've had in this tournament this whole month.
Yep. It's a really good way to round off the month, honestly, because this is gonna be, it's the last day of April. In 20 minutes, it's already gonna be May, and hey, it is such a good way to end off that 4th month here and now. We're all
End
stuck
on a
at home.
high.
And end on a high indeed. But here you go, guys. Quickly updating all of those standings again. So it is 6th and 7th there for Overbex and Memecore 1, 2, 4, 5. It seems like still UwUWatch as well as Ube all tied up in all regards, and maybe we'll see them face off next week. We still don't have a schedule yet, but expect them on Tuesday and Thursday. All the way in 8th place, Overwine with the 0-3, but they have taken a map off, and it was against the powerhouse that is basically looking to find their form again, Memecore. So it is what it is. Everyone really putting a fight with one another, but it seems like Wamanagi 2.0 is still at the top of the food chains. What do you think, Billy? Who's going to be able to dethrone such a squad? Would those two teams be able to do so? What do you think, especially coming in with those changes? Well, okay. Thanks, Billy. But I guess for me, I do think that we have seen both UwUWatch as well as Washed Up Homies really round up their teams. They round up their rosters, and they have filled up the holes that they had from the previous weeks to really be as solid as possible. And that is going to be very, very exciting when we get into the future, especially if we do move into a playoff setting. But anyway, guys, it is time to call it at night. It has been absolutely exciting, and it has been such a fun romp overall. This has been the New Wave Invitationals, and I've been Dax. Joining me tonight was Billy. Kudos to Billy, really stepping on up in many, many ways, and he has shown a lot better into the game, and he has really worked out very, very well. Shoutouts, of course, to everyone who has tuned on in today. Shoutouts to Mr. Fascinate, who, hey, you awake? You're here. You wanna talk? You wanna say goodbye?
Yes, I am, and sorry. But good. Thank you everyone who joined in. Like, I was told that the last matches were really intense, so I might just watch the VOD. But
Watch
yeah,
the
I
VODs,
hope
guys.
everyone who joined and watched the series, yeah, enjoyed it, like had fun, learned something,
Learned a lot of things. I
and all
also
that
learned
stuff.
I learned not to C9, that's for sure. It's very, very important to touch that payload.
Okay.
But it is going to be the end of our broadcast tonight. It has been two exciting series, especially that last one. And this has been the New Wave Invitationals. I've been Dax. Joining me tonight was Billy, Mika, as well as Fascinate at the last moment. Thank you to all the players we were able to interview as well. And it is fun, it has been great. And you can expect some content over the weekend to show up on the page. So you can check that out at facebook.com/New Wave Invitationals. Again, that's facebook.com/New Wave Invitationals for our official page. It's just literally this thing, all spaced together with facebook.com before it. So there you go. You can all see that on my page at facebook.com/DaxCast. Check me out down below. And you can support that stream, hit that follow, hit that sub, that kind of thing to see when another broadcast of the New Wave Invitationals is going to be. And that's supposed to be on Tuesday unless we find something else. That's for sure. We're going to figure things out though along the way. And this has been your Overwatch local lead, the PH scene, really having a great time here in the New Wave Invitationals. 8 teams doing battle, and we have seen one of the best that this bracket has to offer. Till then though, see you guys next week. Have a great night.